Wisconsin Democrats also sent the president a clear message in this month's primary, with nearly 50,000 voting uninstructed.
Wow, that's like uncommitted in that state. This, as a whopping 53% of the Badger State voters say that they trust Trump to do a better job on the economy. Lawrence Jones is live with a small business owner in that area. Hey, Lawrence.
Hey, good morning, family. Thanks, Ainsley. Let's bring in Shauna Gray. She owns a vegan restaurant in town. You know the people here. So 53% of Americans are saying that they feel like Trump would do a better job for the economy here. What are you hearing on the ground? Do you feel like Joe Biden would be best for the economy, or do you think Trump would be best for the economy here?
Good question. I'm not 100% sure, but what I can say is right now things aren't working, and that's with the current administration. So things got to kind of change. Not sure who's the best candidate to do that, but again, we're currently looking at how things are now, and it's definitely not going in the right direction.
When you say things are not working, what do you mean it's not working? What are you saying?
So what I'm seeing on my end personally is I am a business owner, and I'm seeing the effects of pricing with my cost of goods going up by 30%. To operate my business have went up substantially that I wasn't prepared for. I am on limited working capital, meaning I am like literally putting revenue right back into my business. I have no supportive capital. I can't push any of that on to my customers because they're feeling the effects as well. I mean, the grocery stores, grocery food is at an all-time high. The gas prices are ridiculous. We got problems at our borders. We have so much going on.
Now, how was it operating your restaurant during the Trump years?
During the Trump years, I pretty much started my business around that time. I would say things were substantially different, meaning I was working as well, but I was able to afford things. I wasn't worried about my future as I am now. My food cost was so much lower at that time. Not saying that's a better.
That's the only issue.
Yeah, but things were very much so different. Meaning I didn't have the stress or the anxiety about tomorrow, just from eating and, supporting myself.
If you could tell the president of the United States, Joe Biden, one thing right now, if he was like standing right in front of you, what would you tell him?
I would ask if you can pretty much look at the people and what's currently going on right now and how we are all we're suffering and we need help. I'm not really sure what could be done at this point, but it's definitely not going in the right direction for myself personally, as well as business owners like myself. It's not looking good right now.
Shanna, thanks so much for talking to me this morning.
Yep,
and guys, we're going to be at Eagle Diner.
Now, you guys just heard that, right? Were you guys as confused as I was watching that? Like, I couldn't be the only one that was confused because now I got some more clips I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. But when you have someone like that, and it's probably pretty ironic that it was a black woman, right? You're saying it yourself. Everything around you is worse than it was when Trump was in office, but yet, there's still like that barrier there. There's still that wall, right? That just about everybody else has crossed, except for it only seems like black women, right, are the only ones that are just like, there's just this wall. It's just stuck. I can't go past this certain point. Like, I understand everything is bad, but I can't support Trump. And it's like, why? Like, you yourself said it. I couldn't be the only one that was that confused, right? Now, as I was saying, everybody else has crossed that line. Check out this.
Kyle, what do you think about these court cases against the former president? Do you think it's fair? Do you think they would be doing this to a Democrat?
Absolutely not. No, of course not. It's absurd that they're coming after the former president. They wouldn't be doing this if it was any other president at any other time in history. They're doing it because it's Trump. It's a facade, right?
Do you think, sir, this sets a dangerous precedent to go after your political opponents in this way?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like, if they're going out of their way to create legal precedences and create crimes out of thin air, it sets up, this new baseline that this is what you can do to go after your political opponents in the future. And I mean, a lot of folks, that's why I think it shows through the American people that this is so fake and it's just clear political prosecution.
You don't think the American people are buying this nonsense?
No, not at all.
I don't believe so either, right? The American people at large, most Americans, right, see this for what it is. And it's a sham. It's bogus. It's BS. However you want to phrase that, it's a load of crap. It's a pile of shit. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep it a little PG. All right. And the American people see that. You guys remember when all of these indictments were first dropping and his poll numbers just continued to rise, and it's this is the thing. As someone who hasn't been involved in politics for very long, right? Admittedly, okay, I can see how to beat Donald Trump. I know exactly how to do it. And I've said it right here on the channel before, and I could say it again. The way you beat Donald Trump is you ignore Donald Trump. You don't give him any airtime. You don't talk about him. You ignore him. He doesn't exist, right? That's the way you beat Trump. The more you go after him, the more people you wake up to what he has been saying, right? And I forgot who we were watching. It was actually a Democrat, if I remember correctly. Maybe a new Democrat news host. Well, news host that we obviously know is Democrat, that pushes the Democrat propaganda. I believe it was. I can't remember exactly. If you remember, let us all know in the comment section. But they were talking about how Letitia James and Judge Engoron were trying to take $500 million away from Trump. And the individual said, like, why'd you go like that far? Like that's so cartoonish. Like if you just would have like slapped him on the wrist and said, hey, here's a $20 million fine, like people wouldn't have batted their eye at it. But now you're saying $500 million. So now you're waking up people who normally wouldn't have been on Trump's side. And I showed you guys a video probably a few months ago now of a young lady who admitted like, hey, I'm a Democrat, but I'm watching this stuff go on and this isn't right. This isn't right. The way that Democrats could have defeated Donald Trump was they went after him with one case. I don't know what that is, whatever. You go after him with one case and you convict him and you put him in jail. One case, right? Of course, people like us would have been like, yo, this is BS. This is bogus. They're only doing this because it is Donald Trump. But the other folks wouldn't have said anything. They just would have said, hey, they're just following the law and Donald Trump broke the law, right? But now that they've made it so cartoonish, now Democrats are saying, no, you guys have gone too far. You've gone way too far. And that is their problem.
You got these young people on the college campuses. They made it very clear where they stand on the issue. You got some of the voters that are voting uncommitted because of where Biden stands on this issue. You were telling me he can't please any group.
Really, he can't. He's not left enough to resonate with the left, and he's certainly not right enough to resonate with the right. I mean, people on the left, it was my understanding that there was at least some type of attempt to separate Hamas from the rest of the pro-Palestinian protesters, but now they're, like you said, in the crowds themselves chanting that they are Hamas. So if President Biden continues to support Israel in a diplomatic and military way, well, he's not going to be able to get their vote. They've made that clear. They're shutting down college campuses over this. Of course, it's going to be an important issue to them. On the right, the fiscal issues are obviously very important. If people vote with their wallets, they're going to be voting based on current inflation rates. Young people 18 to 29, I think it's like almost half of them are still living with their parents. They can't move out. Interest prices, rent prices, all tripling together down on them, combined with grocery prices. I mean, nobody's going to be happy going to the polls in November. I think it's going to affect everybody.
Well, nobody on the left will be happy, right? Us Republicans, us conservatives, we'll be very happy, right? And I think in the end, a lot of people on the left will end up happy, especially those young folks who are still living with their parents, right? Because of the cost of everything is astronomical. It's through the roof. I don't know how anyone could vote or sign up to repeat this experiment, right? I don't know how anybody would sign, or why anyone would sign up for that. But in the long run, once Trump gets back in office and the price of everything begins to drop, right, from gas and everything down, I think people will appreciate it. They'll kick and they'll scream when Trump first gets back in office. It'll be funny, right? It'll be entertaining. I'll make some videos on it, of course. Obviously, this is what I do, but in the long run, people will be happy and people will see that clearly Trump is better than Biden. And of course, Democrat politicians will try to kick and scream and say, oh, no, these are just Biden's policies that are kicking in now. Absolutely not. No, not at all. But anyway.
Voters we've spoken to in Pennsylvania over the last week at church and protest tell us the most important issue to them is inflation.
This economy is kind of tough right now. All the prices are all the way up to the roof and basically with the same salary, so it's kind of challenging.
My grocery bill has more than doubled and I get less. Every single thing has gone up under Biden, everything.
I'm not voting for Biden, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I would lean more for Trump, I'll be honest. I don't like a lot of the January 6th stuff.
Today is a closed primary. Independent voters cannot participate. The polls close at 8 p.m.
Yeah. Biden is losing everyone on every single issue minus one. And we've talked about that one, and that is abortion. And it's why I've, gave Trump credit for his new stance on abortion. Because that's literally Democrats' only winning issue. And even someone like Gavin Newsom, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I didn't make a video on it. Maybe I should have. But Gavin Newsom released a nationwide ad talking about abortion, right? Because unfortunately, Gavin Newsom, he's strategic, right? He's pretty strategic. His policies are absolutely garbage. What the policies that he pushes and tries to implement are absolutely garbage. And I think he understands that, which is why he has to be strategic in how he moves and how he talks and speaks and everything else. And he's done that pretty well, admittedly, right? We saw him on, what show is he on? Hannity, maybe, a while back. And he actually stood his ground against Hannity, which I was pretty shocked, right? I was pretty shocked. He made it sound really, really good. He's a great talker. I should say that. He's a great speaker, okay? Which allows him to slither his way out of certain situations and circumstances. But in this case, he released an ad on abortion. And we all know why. That's all the Democrats have. You take that away from Democrats, they have nothing. They have nothing to run on. I showed you guys the clip of the Democrat. I believe she's like a strategist for the Biden administration or something, but she was calling around, allegedly, of course, calling around to news stations and telling them, hey, you need to change your reporting on what Donald Trump said about abortion. Because as you guys know, Donald Trump he's changed his stance on abortion, and he's kind of moderated a little bit. He's come back to the middle and kind of just said, you know what? Hey, it's up to the people. I'm going to go like hands off with it. The Biden administration was angry about that because they know that's their only winning issue. As you saw there, they're losing young voters, right? Young folks, especially the folks who, are into the Hamas, Israel, that whole thing, right? He's not going to satisfy anybody on that issue. That's done. Lost them. Gone with the wind. Right? A lot of black people, we're seeing the polling come through on that. Minus black women. It's mainly black men. Not all black women, okay? Not all black women. I've seen some black women in the comment section. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all, sisters. I love you. All right, keep doing your thing, and let's get some more black women on board. All right, it'll be great for America. We're seeing Hispanics jump ship. We're seeing everybody jump ship from the Democrats, and their only winning issue is abortion. Take that away, we might see a record landslide, which I would love to see. I want to demoralize the Biden administration and Democrats. I want to demoralize them. Everything that they've done to us, everything that they've done to this country, and everything that they've done to Uncle Trump. Tried to bury this man. And you got absolutely, what's a good word? You got absolutely trounced in the election. Trounced. And even had a blue state turn red. I'll be talking about that in another video. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace and love. I'm out.